Hey guys, we are here at CEDIA 2023, back at the Harman Luxury Audio Group, again with Jim. Jim, you've got a phenomenal booth, huge booth. We got a lot to cover, so let's get into it.
We do have a lot to cover at this show, so let's start with these guys here. So this is our new Revel Performa Beryllium Architectural Series. So these are products that were designed to be companions with the in-room speakers, the bookshelf, the floor standers that we've had out for a couple of years now. Some of our most popular Revel speakers ever. They've won a lot of awards, but we knew that people would want to be able to maybe take that same technology and put it in the wall, in the ceiling.
Yeah.
So these products allow you to do that. They can be used for hidden hi-fi, they can be used for high-end distributed audio, or they can be used for home theater. And even in a home theater situation, they can be a mix and match with the box products. So you could have, let's say, a pair of the larger floor standers, the F228BE, F328BE, that could be your main speakers, and then these products could be used for your center, your surrounds, and your overhead channels as well.
Totally. Now these are beefy too, man.
These are beefy, yes, yeah. So the whole point of the range is we're using the same transducers technology that we do in the box products. We've basically taken the tweeter and the mid-range out of that. We've taken the woofers out of these guys. We put it into the in-wall enclosure. So the smallest guy here, if we start with this guy, this is the W126BE. If you look at the M126BE, it's basically the same speaker. So it's a 6.5-inch two-way. We've taken that cast aluminum acoustic lens waveguide with a 1-inch beryllium tweeter. We've taken that out and directly put it into the speaker. So you see it's the same elements there. This cast frame, deep ceramic composite cone, 6.5-inch woofer, that's the same woofer that's in the bookshelf speaker.
So that's going to provide a really seamless transition from your front sound stage to the surrounds and even the Atmos.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is where we start in the range. These back box enclosures are optional. You can buy them if you want them, but they also install with our patented cat claw mechanism. So if you just want to put it in like a traditional in-wall speaker, you could do that as well.
Sure.
Then you step up, 226. Same speaker, second 6.5-inch woofer in there. So this gives us a little more output capability. It works as an LCR. We can have it vertically as it is here. You can lay it on its side horizontally. So if you wanted to have that as a center channel, it would be a great center channel solution. It could be an LCR around the screens.
Sure.
From there, we go up to the big boy.
Ooh, that's nice. So this like this tower right
here,
right?
So the F228BE, very popular speaker from the Revel brand. We took these drive units and put it in the wall. The one difference you'll see here, of course, is the configuration. So we put the 8s on the ends, and that gave us the HF and MF section here in its own module. You can unbolt that and rotate it 90 degrees, put it back in. Now I've got a horizontal configuration. Use it as a center channel for a pair of these, or the larger 328s. I could, of course, use these around a large format display. I could use 3 of them vertical behind a woven or a perforated projection screen. So you've got a lot of flexibility with what you can do with these guys.
And I'm noticing you got the back box as well, right?
Yeah, same thing. So back box enclosure, if you want to have consistency from the sound in the different rooms, or you want to minimize the sound intrusion into adjacent spaces, the back box certainly helps from that standpoint.
This is taking in-walls to a whole new level, Jim.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a pretty serious in-wall. And again, it's really designed to take the performance of what you would have had from this floor standing speaker and hide it away in the wall. And these all have our magnetically attached grills, so if you want to make them truly disappear and paint the grill and match the wall, you could do that as well.
Absolutely. We got lots more to cover, so what are we heading next?
Well, let's go see some of the JBL Classic Wi-Fi enabled speakers. I want to show off a couple of the new JBL Classic all-in-one music systems. You guys probably are familiar with the L75. We've had that out for a couple of years now. That was our first fully powered speaker that was part of the Classic series. And it is, as the music system name implies, it's everything that you need. So we replaced a complete component audio system. And you've got wireless connectivity, you've got wired connectivity, you've got HDMI input on it, you got a phono stage in it. It's everything you need from that standpoint. So that's been a popular piece, but it's still fairly large.
That's a big piece.
It's a big piece, so we applied the shrink ray to it. So this is the new L42 MS. Has all of the same features and connectivity as the big brother, just in a smaller configuration. So if we pull the grill off, you'll see we got 4-inch drivers on that now instead of the larger 5 1/4s in it. But it is still all of the same wireless connectivity, wired connectivity on it, HDMI. It's a Roon ready endpoint. You've got app control with it. You can do basically everything you want with it.
Sure.
It's our first product. It also works with SmartThings certified. So if you want to do it with a SmartThings hub, integrate with your Samsung television or any of your home automation, you can do that with this product as well. And this guy will be available in the fourth quarter of this year.
Okay.
It's only $1,000, so much less of a price than what we have with the larger L75. So
different finishes maybe?
yeah, so we've got the natural walnut is available just like the Big Brother,
Perfect.
but we added a new finish here. So this is a black walnut finish, so it's a real wood grain finish on it. But there was a request to have something that was black and we kind of hide into the space a little better than the more retro look that we have in the natural walnut finish.
I
So
love it, man. And this will go in a lot more spaces too. I mean, this
Yeah.
is pretty big. My wife wouldn't let this be like in the bedroom, but this we could get by with, I'm sure.
yeah, I think so. I think this worked. You know, I put it on a sideboard somewhere. It could be in a bookcase. There's a lot of places this will fit where the larger one won't.
Awesome. Where are we
Yep.
headed next?
So let's scoot over here.
Yeah.
I want to show off, you know, these are our studio monitor speakers, and these have been winning awards for us, very popular product. And we offered them in the natural walnut, and we offered them in the black walnut, but we've added this new aspen white finish. And there were people that was like, man, I love the sound of this thing, it's so cool what it can do, but that design's not really gonna fit my decor. You think about how many places that are this clean, modern white look inside. It's really popular in houses and apartments now. So we created the aspen white finish, matte white finish on the high definition imaging horn on it, the front baffles in white, and then we've got this nice light finish on the aspen wood veneer. So it really changes up the look of the speaker. And when you think about the fact that these are all really the same speaker, just dressed in a different finish, this appeals to a completely different person than does the darker finish on it.
I can even see these on a computer desk. These would be fantastic.
Yeah.
You got a decent sized desk.
Yeah, and
now you could put this on your desk if you wanted
If
to.
you got a big desk, you'd have to have the big boss desk for that.
Sure.
So
But I think
yeah.
these would be great as that. 2-channel setup by a TV. There's probably lots of applications you could use for this.
I mean, it's an all-in-one hi-fi system. The cool thing about this speaker is you take it out of the box, plug them in the wall, get them on your network. That's your system. You don't need all the components. You don't need the cables, none of that complexity. I can stream music from my phone, my tablet, from my network. You know, again, if I've got Roon. But as you mentioned, on a desktop application, with the connectivity we put into these, they've got some prosumer type connections on them. So we've got the TRS, XLR combo input on it. And if you wanted to do, you know, use it with your audio interface, like you're gonna go produce a video like this at home, and you wanna do your audio mixing on it, so I could connect via USB or through those XLR TRS inputs to my audio interface. Now I've got an actual production tool that I can use as a true studio monitor. But you could also do gaming with these things. You know, we've had a lot of kids that are like, that's the speaker I want on my desk to do some gaming with. So that's a pretty cool thing. And again, just the addition of the new finish here, just open it up to some new customers.
100%. I love the new finishes on these. The two-tone look there. Then what we got over here?
So this is the Spinner BT, something we previewed back in January at it. We did have it at the show here just a couple of weeks ago, but we're getting ready to go into production with this guy. And this was the ability to bring vinyl to a whole new group of listeners. This is our first Bluetooth turntable from JBL. And what we wanted to create was a real high performance product. We didn't want this to be a plastic toy. And, you know, a lot of the Bluetooth turntables out there are low price point and they're not all that great quality. So for us, we started off with, you know, a wooden chassis. We've got a cast aluminum platter in here. We've got an aluminum tone arm with a removable head shell, nice quality moving magnet cartridge. So everything's pre-configured, so you can just literally take it out of the box and start playing. And then we included a high-end phono preamp as well. So if you've got an audio product that doesn't have a phono input on it, you don't need it because this will do it for it. And then the really cool part about it, as the name implies, is it has high-res Bluetooth connectivity in it. So you think about how many people that have portable Bluetooth speakers or your headphones or even sound bars, because we know a lot of people, sound bar is their audio system in their house. So with high-res Bluetooth connectivity here, we compare this to the sound bar. This can be off to the side, my sound bar is by the TV, and I can have a great way to listen to my vinyl record collection on it. So this is cool. It'll be available in 2 colors. So we've got the black and orange, the classic JBL orange accents in here. But we have a second version that is a matte gold finish. So everything that's orange on this player becomes matte gold. So it gives it a different look, but it's still a very modern appearance to the product. You got the tinted dust cover that comes with it. So it's just a great player. This is a $399 price point.
Nice.
So this will really help a lot of people that want to get into vinyl and have a high performing player. Spinner BT is the one for you. So while we were talking about the JBL Classic Series, I'll bring you over to the full Classic Series. So those two music systems are part of this complete family and range of products that we have. I think everybody's familiar with the L100, the vintage ads, of course, that made that speaker so iconic.
Sure.
And that's been one of our most popular speakers. We made the smaller versions, the L82, the L52, but we knew that people were connecting those to decidedly modern looking electronics, which kind of ruins the whole vibe of what you're doing. So what we wanted to do was to create some electronics that had that same vintage appearance. These were inspired by JBL products that we did back in the 60s.
Right.
So we took as many of those design cues. We've even included the vintage 1960s JBL logo into these products. And then you've got this machined aluminum front panel. You've got a real wood walnut veneer side panel on here. This is the same wood that's on the loudspeakers.
Right.
This is what hi-fi used to look like when you'd have it sitting out and you could check it out. It was a piece of pride that you would have in your thing. Now you want to just hide everything away. It's just a black box.
Right.
So this puts some style back into it, and of course it's the perfect match to go with the loudspeakers.
Sure.
Now, while it looks really old, it's got thoroughly modern features, performance, all the connectivity that you'd want to have in it. The SA550, which is our integrated amp, has a high-res DAC in it. It's got high-res Bluetooth connectivity in it. It's got a moving magnet phono stage. It's our G-class power amplifier in it, 90 watts a channel into 8 ohms. So you've got a very high-performing integrated amp that can become the heart of the system.
Right.
Two digital source players that we have here, the CD350 on the bottom. CDs, there's a lot of people getting back into physical media, right? 100%. CDs, vinyl. CDs are so cheap now. We've seen a lot of younger kids that are going out and buying these big collections because they can get music. Sure. And the difference between streaming and physical media is you own the content, you've got the artwork, all that experience of taking a disc, putting it in a machine.
It's an experience. It's
an experience, right? Sure. So that is something down there. You know, you think about those people getting into it. You think about the older guys. I've got thousands of CDs. My CD player dies, right? I want to buy a new one. Sure. So we've added that. Nice. The piece on top, this is kind of unique with the ability here with the MP350 is it's a high-res streamer, but it looks like a vintage audio component.
Right, it does.
So guys that had vintage gear and they maybe wanted to get into high-res streaming, but it's like, I don't want to put this modern-looking component, black front panel, big display on the front, doesn't fit the look of my system, right? So this guy, machined aluminum front panel, walnut side panels, no controls on it, just a clean look, but this gives us high-res streaming. So I can do Chromecast, AirPlay, it's a Roon endpoint. So you've got a lot of cool things you can do this and bring high-res streaming into a vintage hi-fi system.
Right.
So
I'll be honest with you, Jim, I'm even eyeing this, man. Check this out.
Yeah, the remote's pretty cool.
That's just slick.
So we wanted to come up with something that wasn't just, you know, a black remote with 100 buttons on it. So we designed something that was a simple, intuitive remote control and fit the design of the entire series.
It looks great. This is a gorgeous system.
It's cool. Well, and we would be remiss if we didn't include a vinyl player, of course, in our classic series. I like to refer to this as kind of our homage to 70s turntables, if you will. So you can see we've got a walnut chassis with this. We've got the machined aluminum front panel, the vintage logo on it. This is a direct drive player with an aluminum platter. We got a rubber platter mat, S-shaped tone arm, removable head shell, cartridge comes with it. And to me, of course, you gotta have the smoke dust cover. This looks like one of the vintage turntables that came right out of the 70s. So it's a high performance player, of course, and it's a perfect fit to go with the rest of the range here. So vinyl lovers, that's your machine. So let's talk about some of the custom installation products that we have here at the show. Last year at CEDIA, we introduced several new ranges of JBL in-wall and in-ceiling speakers, as well as our first indoor-outdoor speakers, part of the Stage family of products. Now this year, press release just went out yesterday on these. These are the new distributed audio amplifiers from JBL. You need something to power all those in-wall, in-ceiling speakers, and this is a perfect solution. Plus, it's a single brand solution. You got a JBL amp to drive your JBL loudspeakers. But these have everything you need to do a distributed audio system, or if you just want to add some sound out on your back patio. These products are available in a 4-zone and an 8-zone. So this is 8 channels, 16 channels of sound in here, 50 watts per channel. All the features that you want, we can bridge these guys. So these will do 110 watts into a 4-ohm load, but I can bridge the adjacent channels, turn this into a 185 watt power amplifier. We've got global input, stereo, some mono switching on the back. You got 12-volt triggers, auto power sense. They're 1U units, so they don't take up any space in your equipment rack, and you can flat stack them, pull the feet off, put the rack ears on them, mount them in there.
Sure.
Fan cooled, so they stay nice and cool in the rack. This is just going to be a great way to put power to all these speakers that we have in here. So let's take a look at some of those speakers in here, because we've got a demonstration to show one of those power amps. That 4-zone amp on the bottom is running every speaker in this demo, so we can show what we can do. So we've got our Studio 6 series. This is a range that we brought out last year. It's got a compression driver in it. This is a dual 6-inch. There's 5 models that are in this range here in the Studio 6. So check these guys out here. So this one's an LCR speaker, but we've got 4 more products in this range, really designed for custom home theater. This side is really cool. So this is our Conceal series here. These are invisible loudspeakers. So this gets installed like a drywall patch. You can paint over it and then you don't even see where the speakers are. So it's a great way to get a lot of sound quality throughout your space, because you're not putting speaker grills on the wall or in the ceiling. We've already got too much technology in our houses with thermostats and light switches and vents and everything that's happening there. So you don't want to put, as we call it, more wall acne in there. So these get completely hidden in there. And I think it's one of the best sounding invisible speakers on the market, right? So, and here's a look at the technology that's in there too, so you can see how these things work. So it's JBL quality all throughout in here. So the speaker we're listening to here, this is an 8-inch woofer, 2 actuators for the high frequencies, our crossover network design that we do. They come with we've sawn it in half here, but they come with an MDF back box.
Nice.
So that's a cool product range. There's 4 models in there, 3 full range speakers and a subwoofer that can be hidden away. So these are great for certainly distributed audio, but they can do a complete hidden home theater as well.
Nice.
That's what's really cool about those.
So I like subwoofers. How big are we talking here?
So sub's actually a panel with dual 8s in it, and you get 2 panels, so you get 4 8-inch woofers.
More than a 10 then.
Yeah, it is
Nice.
more than a 10, yeah.
I love it.
And then the last ones over here, these are the Stage 2 series that we brought out last year.
Yeah.
This is a tremendous value for the price point. These speakers are very, very affordable. We got 8 models in the range. They use patented JBL technology, 1-inch metal dome tweeter with our acoustic lens waveguide, high definition imaging horns on these, and even the motor structures on these woofers have some of our patented technologies in them. So these have our LCR is what we're showing here, but we've got 2 in-wall models, 6 and 8-inch. We've got some in-ceilings. We've got fixed angled in-ceilings. They work great for Atmos. And then right up here, we make an indoor-outdoor model too. This is the Stage XD. That's the XD6, it's the bigger one. So you want to get some great sound out on your patio. That's a perfect speaker, and it meets IP67 ratings. So you can spray this guy with a hose. It can be out in the rain, in the snow, in the heat, whatever you need. And it's going to stay a high-performing speaker. It's not going to wear out. You're not going to have any problems with it down there. So those are cool ways to get some audio in your backyard when you want to have a party with your friends. All right, we've come up to the Arcam portion of the booth. So this is the AVR 5. This is our entry-level model that we have in our range of ultra high performance AVR. For us, entry-level is still a very premium product. Yeah.
Sure.
So this guy is powering a system that we're doing here with our new JBL Studio 6 loudspeakers. So what you're standing next to is the flagship of the range. This is the Studio 698. This is a dual 8-inch 3-way tower that uses a compression driver. So the Studio 6 in-walls that we just looked at over there, this is the same compression driver here. So you got a great way to mix and match these products between the 2 families. So there are 2 smaller floor standers in the range. We got our big guy center channel right behind you here. So this is doing the heavy lift here for our AV demo. This is a beautiful espresso finish that we have on here. People think it looks kind of like a leather finish in it, but it's just a nice, elegant appearance to these products. And then we've got a smaller center, we got some bookshelves, we got a couple of powered subs, and on-wall surround. So these get you into some high performance JBL sound without the price point that we get into some of the more expensive series. So this would be the step down from our HDI series for people that know that. So, and this big boy here tops out at about $1,700 a pair. So it's a much lower price point than what we have in the HDI series or getting into some of the other products in the range. But a great way to put a nice hi-fi system, a nice home theater system together with that JBL sound quality.
All right, Jim, we're in one of my favorite parts, and that's home theater. You've got some phenomenal products here, and you've got a couple of demos, theater rooms that you put together for the show at CEDIA 2023. Tell us what you got here as well as in your rooms.
Yeah, so these two theater demos that we have here are part of our JBL Synthesis brand. For those of you that know that brand, it's a custom cinema solution. It is not a product per se. It's all equipment that was designed and engineered to work together. So we help specify the products when you're working with your integrator to get that into your house. And then once the system's installed, we come in and do a custom calibration. So we have a guaranteed sound quality by the time that system is installed and ready to run. But we use a lot of our patented JBL technologies in all of these systems. Of course, we make all the products that are used in the creation of the content in the beginning. So your music, your movies, most of that stuff is done on JBL products that get, so bringing that technology in your home is the ultimate performance way to do it. So we've got a wide range of products that we're doing in here. This first small room here, and we'll let you guys take a look at that in just a second. This showcases what we can do with some of our new in-wall, in-ceiling products. We know people love these systems, but a lot of times they're like, man, that's just crazy expensive, I can't afford it. So this gave us a much more affordable solution that we could have in here. That's these speakers right behind you here. So SCL 6, 7, and 8 are what's in this small living room, and that's just full of patented technologies again. The horns that are in these, the high definition imaging geometry, the advanced aluminum matrix, cast frame woofers that are in here, and then that compression driver again, that's a 1-inch annular ring diaphragm in that compression driver designed in our Northridge, California facility. So that makes a really unique product. And these in-ceiling speakers just offer something you really can't get anywhere else on the market. So that not only is it a compression driver in-ceiling, but if you look at that HDI horn that's in there, that's a pretty crazy looking design in there, but it's really designed so that you can get the same sound quality from basically on axis to the speaker to 60 degrees off axis. So when you think about using that as a height channel or an in-ceiling LCR, I can cover a very wide range of seats that are in that room. So those are cool products for us. And then we've got some of the larger speakers back here that are used in a bigger one. So we go all the way up to the SCL2 that's here. And I know last year, you know, we showed you some of those reference flagship products, those big monsters. We didn't bring those here to the show this year, but we do have the rest of the range of both the full range speakers here and then our subwoofers over here. We got double 8, double 10, double 12, and the cabinet speaker, but then we still make that big boy double 15 that you saw last year.
So that's like the big mama jama. I love it.
Yeah. So anyways, if you get a chance, we want to have you check this out.
We're definitely
you want to get in here. This is a 7.1.4 system here in the small living room. There are 4 subwoofers in there. And then the big system is a 9.1.6. And it's all in-wall speakers, 4 subs in that system as well. Everything's a compression driver. I think people will be blown away with what you hear in that room in there. So please check it out. Or get to one of your local retailers that's got a synthesis system you can experience, because that's the best way to understand what these products do. Find somebody that's got a showroom with that system in it, have a listen, and I think you'll find this is the ultimate solution for home theater.
For sure. I've definitely featured some JBL synthesis on my channel, some home theater tours that I've done. They're the real deal. You guys put in the science, you put in the work, also aesthetically. Man, I love what you're doing here at all of these products. Revel, we've got Arcam, we've got JBL synthesis. You're just hitting it out of the park with all of these.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this tour of Harman Luxury Audio Group. This is phenomenal. If you ever get a chance to come out to CEDIA, definitely make a visit here. Your booth is happening. There's folks all around here. I even see a line coming into the booths over here to the theater rooms. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have a playlist here of all the other videos from 2023 of CEDIA. Hope you enjoyed it. God bless. We will catch you in the next video.